Okay, guys, hi and welcome to this show with me, the 40k Empress, and also I reject. The 40k Empress rejects.
Reject.
The Emperor protects, and the 40k Empress rejects. So, guys, due to some technical stupid difficulties from the realm of chaos, we are now here for a second time.
They wanted to stop us,
Yes,
but we're double power. No.
yeah. Thankfully, my dear colleague Logan here was able to come, so we are now joining forces for the Imperium to talk about the latest and not the greatest news from the universe. Now, just hold on here, yes, because I did need the Logan name put right there. Okay, so I just want to let you know, guys, that I'm put on the list first, which is absolutely amazing. And Gams actually shouted me out in his stream, which by the making of this stream is still going.
Yay.
It's amazing. I gotta go on X now. So on X, there's a page. There's a page. There's a man. That is actually
With a page.
the start of a great SNL sketch. There was a man. There was a man. Okay, never mind that. It's too funny. So, a man by the name of Cerberus XT decided to make a list, and maybe I will make another video about the list of all the people that are, pro-woke, that are anti-woke, and that are just yellow, which means that they're basically neutral to a point. So yeah, it's an interesting list, guys, and I decided to write him and say, hey, I also exist, and I'm in the openly anti-woke list.
Yeah.
And he actually added me, so this is absolutely amazing. I thank him from the bottom of my heart. I just have no words. I was literally shaking a few minutes ago when I found out. So thank you so much, and thanks to Gamza for giving me this shout out. And hi guys in the chat. Quinn is here again. He lived in a bound down by the
He's
river.
finishing the
The man
the
thing.
sketch, yeah.
Hey Quinn, I am so busy, but I will try to reply to your email as soon as I can. I'm also down with a cold since today, unfortunately, so it's a bit hard to talk, but I'm going to do my best, guys, for you today. And hi to Edward, of course. Dear Ivy, dear Clayton are also here. So let's get to the amazing news. Oh my god. So there's quite a few actually, but one that we're going to mostly be focusing on is this rumor that Arch brought from a source that comes from Amazon. And we should take this with the grain of salt, guys, but still, Arch says that he has a source that is reliable from Amazon, and they said certain things that now we're going to discuss. So let's go to the article. I put the link down below to it. So of course the title is Rumor. Henry Cavill not happy with Warhammer's introduction of female custodes. Amazon wanted female space marines, which is like that's the worst thing.
Yeah.
That's the worst. How can you want female space marines? That will break the lore a lot worse than actually what we have now with the custodes. Of course, with what we have with the custodes is horrible, but if they were to do that with the the space marines, that's even, oh my gosh, it's so bad, because there were no female space marines anywhere in the so many tons of novels.
Imagine how the pitch went. So they said we have these badass guys here, and then we have custodes, and we even have female factions like Sisters of Battle. Look,
Sisters
we can
of Silence.
yes, we can here they represent women, things like that. So we do have everything, and everyone is badass. And again, we do have everything you need. And they said, nah, but still female space marine though. No, anyone? No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, they literally give you a universe in which you finally have everything, absolutely everything you need, and they just have to screw it up again.
Yeah. I mean, at least with female custodes, they were in the imperial palace for ages, and since Gilliman has returned, he actually tries to use them a bit more productively outside of the palace, going on missions and things like that. But with the Space Marines, they're all over the place all the time. So how can you even say that they're female? I mean, you can't retcon this. If they do, it will not make any sense. If they now have to actually make an effort and put female custodians in the story, imagine what they have to do if they have to retcon the female Space Marines. I mean,
Everything will be upside down. Yes.
chaos, literal chaos. It's gonna be such an irony, you know. Okay, so we're continuing with the article. A new rumor alleges that Amazon, MGM Studios, and Prime Video wanted female Space Marines for their upcoming Warhammer film or series being helmed by Henry Cavill. However, Games Workshop compromised with female Adeptus Custodes. This latest rumor comes in the wake of Games Workshop introducing a female Adeptus Custodes character named Custodian Kaladais Torvalia Kesh in their Codex Adeptus Custodes.
This is how it should be pronounced every time she's on screen.
Oh my god. Yes. Here she comes, Miss
Here she
Peppers.
comes, yes.
That's a Xena joke. Okay, here she comes, Custodian Kaladais Torvalia Kesh.
And then explosions.
Yes.
Explosions.
Yes.
All
And there's the
over.
other one, because that's another part of the news. There's actually a second female custodian that
No
were
way.
discovered. But no, it should just
It's like find Waldo, but he's female. Yeah.
Yeah. That was such an insignificant story. She was just falling from the sky ahead of her squadron or something with the vehicles that fly and they drop on the enemy and yeah, all of that. Some of you guys in the chat said, well, they probably don't want to make minis out of that, because if they wanted to make, like, let's say Sisters of Silence doing that with these vehicles, I forgot their name, sorry, then they would have to make new miniatures. But this way, when you make with the custodian, it's a female, it looks exactly like the male, the minis remain the same. So clever, GW, clever.
Yeah, at least that.
Yes. We're going to check a look.
Check a look.
It's late. We're going to take a look at the comments as soon as we can, guys. Just let us at least
Let's
finish
finish
with the article, because it's gonna be so long otherwise. Hi to Kit as well. Hi Kit.
Hi, Kit.
Sometime me, you, and Logan can make a whole show. The three of us together is gonna be amazing. I didn't know what to think about that.
Blown.
Yeah. The three of us together is gonna be
yeah.
awesome. Okay, reading. So, not only did Games Workshop introduce the character, but the official Warhammer social media account gaslight fans, claiming there have always been female custodians, despite the overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Overwhelming evidence, yes. They were always male, because it says the noble sons. Okay, now the lore is actually changed to say the children of nobility or something, which, Jesus Christ, it just feels so insulting.
Right.
Wow, just like 2 days ago was
Something
the
else.
noble sons.
Yes.
Okay, never mind that. So the rumor, like, it continues. In the wake of this announcement, a rumor surfaced on 4chan, claiming female custodians are only going to be mentioned in the codex, no new scopes or characters after the fact, which makes them even less important. So introducing new female characters to the lore and then diminishing their value directly from the get-go. Just amazing. Thank you so much for this. Thank you. GW, you're doing the great work. Social media department jumped the gun and tried to put out fires with the wrong hose. Intent is to push female custodian's character in Amazon show without it breaking lore, because Amazon execs want a woman in power armor and woolen setup for Sisters of Battle.
Why though? That's what I want to know. Why though? I mean, they are badass.
Yes.
Why? They have armors,
They actually fight side by side with the Astartes.
So yeah, why not? What makes them so unfulfilling, let's say, for Amazon?
Well,
I mean,
it is because, Logan,
yeah,
they wouldn't they are not that strong out of the armor. Not like an Astarte who can still kick 20-30 people asses without the armor.
But
they're not
they
supposed to be without the armor
they don't
anyway.
take off the armor. I mean, this is not Master Chief again, all over again, right? I mean,
You're supposed to see space priests with their armor all the freaking time. And whenever we see them without the armor, it is because they have some kind of a training trials. Sometimes, at least what I have seen from some 30k lore, and if they're actually suiting up with the armor. That is how I seen them. So if they're supposed to be out of the armor, they're supposed to be getting into it.
I mean,
Oh my
are they
gosh.
planning to do in the show
Sisters of
to
Battle as well. Never seen them out of the armor.
outside of armor? That won't be again much of a show.
That
if we
won't
see,
be 40k if you see
that won't
Sisters
be-
of Battle like
exactly.
what in their underwear all the time, like getting what in the battle like in 5 episodes apart. Like what's happening here? They have to be in the battle suits and in battle all the time. It's Warhammer. It's not
Yeah, I
war.
mean,
We're
this will
sitting
be-
down in our underpants.
It will be
Show.
as interesting as Iron Man 3, which we see Tony Stark in armor just for the last 15 minutes.
Oh, don't remind me. That was a
I
horrible,
mean,
horrible
yeah.
experience
When
for
I
me.
go to see Iron Man, I want to see Iron Man,
Yes.
Men. Yeah.
Iron and men. No,
Iron and
iron
you know,
suit and men in the
in
suit.
the suit,
Oh,
exactly.
what an epiphany. Marvel
Oh,
didn't get the memo.
a hole in one and the crowd goes wild.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so continuing here. Oh, yeah. Actually, I think that the 4chan leak said Sisters of Silence. If you hear something, it's just my corgi.
It's not GW attacking.
Are you okay, Sansan? He's sleeping and he has some kind of a. Yeah, he's right. He's fine. Okay, so people involved in the show are pissed because they've been moving ahead on Eisenhorn. I actually don't believe that part, guys. That's from the previous rumor. I don't believe that part because Eisenhorn was an old story even before the pandemic. And I just don't believe that they're going to proceed with that because it just doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe Canary would, but I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to start from there when you can do so many other things. Just, yeah. Anyway, talks of interesting set female custodes into Eisenhorn's story with Cavill threatening to walk away from the project, which I don't believe it now because of the new rumor. But okay, he is pissed off for sure. I'm sure about that,
Yes.
but maybe he cannot leave. How we're going to discuss in a bit. Small stock dropped today, but GW figures it can ride it out if it stays mum on the subject. They really need better social media employees. The leaker added. Yeah, that's really old news by this point. Continuing, Cavill will be an article. Cavill will be in an article due to heading to GW to work on the new series this week or next. That still didn't happen, but we still have maybe a few more days for that, so we'll see. The leaker concluded, if he leaves, it will be noticeable hit to the share price, meaning the show is dead. Good ending, or Amazon is calling the shots. Bad ending, not black Kogorians, but similar scenario. You can trust me, my dad works in Nintendo. Yeah, old news. Now, a new rumor from YouTuber the Archcast and his inside source at Amazon MGM Studios alleges that Amazon did indeed influence the introduction of female Adeptus Custodes, and it was the result of a compromise because the streamer wanted female space marines. The streamer, they meant Amazon?
Yes.
Yeah. Arch begins his video starting, and of course you can watch Arch if you haven't already. But yeah, he begins his video stating, my Amazon insider has given me some more information in regards to the female custodes debacle and Amazon's involvement in it, which may at least in part exonerate Games Workshop. Yeah, I mean, it can from the point of view only that at least they try to defend, if that's so true, they try to defend the integrity of 40k. So if that is true, that's great that they tried, but then again, if they are really compressed by the sheer weight of such a huge company as Amazon, and knowing that Amazon can give them this amazing opportunity to spread worldwide as an IP that potentially going to be so popular as something that is kind of like, Star Wars maybe
Yeah,
someday.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure GW do hope about that. So
But
that is why they settle with the
if they
custodies.
make too many changes in the show that actually will not make it being Warhammer, is it going to actually get popular with people? It's an interest. I mean, are a lot of people now playing, for example, Halo because of the TV show, which is kind of not like the games or things like
Actually,
that, but
that is
different?
happening. When the Witcher show was initially started, a ton of people returned to the Witcher game and wanted to play it. That does
So it
help.
could happen no
It
matter
could
how it
happen.
looks like, no matter if we have female custodies and,
At least buy some video games if not playing the
mm,
tabletop.
at least that way.
That's possible. Besides, before that, the Space Marine, which is a AAA game, Space Marine 2, will be already out. So that's
I
something.
hope they won't make changes there.
Oh no, it's already set in stone, this game.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so Weird gives us $5.
Nice.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Totally blessings from the Imperium. I don't think even Superman's will is enough to fend off a dump truck full of money. Would you turn down an Amazon check? Well,
I mean that Henry shouted like when he heard about the female custodies, he shouted like in Superman after he snapped Zod's neck.
yeah,
But
like Darth Vader's no,
and that's true, yeah. But still,
probably.
yeah, they do need the popularity. But I mean, if it's true, at least they really try to hold some integrity
Yeah,
to the
and
IP.
plus, if he still has some creative, creative freedom, creative power, maybe the female custodies thing is the least of all
Yeah.
evils that could have happened to 40k. We just don't know where we are not there. Okay, so I mean, I'm not saying that's good or anything, but from all the evils that could have happened to 40k, maybe just maybe
Could be
that's
the
gonna
lesser.
be the first and the last one. Hopefully, I'm sure that a lot of people will say female space marines are next, but if this is only because of Amazon, and if they did reached a mutual understanding where the line should be crossed, I mean drawn, maybe just maybe we're not gonna get anything worse than that. Maybe.
Like people with no armor.
People with no armor? Blasphemy? Heresy!
Yes, you see?
Heresy! Heresy. Okay. Reading. A bit
heresy.
later.
Heresy.
Exactly.
Heresy. Yeah.
Okay, a bit later he detailed. According to insider here, the attitude of Amazon GW meetings reached downright threatening levels where the two sides were not happy with one another at all, with Games Workshop actually pushing back quite aggressively on the idea of female space marines, probably understanding to do so would be devastating to their company. I mean, look at the sheer scale of the shitstorm that was created by female custodies, which is not anywhere near as massive a faction as the Space Marines. Yeah, of course, not female custodies are a lot stronger, but they're a lot smaller faction. That is true in a number. And Weird says, Cavill angry? Add extra zero to his paycheck. Oh my gosh. Yes, he deserves, more zeros to his paycheck just by trying to keep the integrity and the respect for 40k strong. Okay, he continued. GW, knowing this would be a terrible idea, pushed back a lot, but Amazon were not willing to give up on this either and may have carried out various little tactics like threatening to bring back people on Amazon who are selling third-party goods for 40k related stuff, as they did even take down things like alternative dice sellers and people who are selling bases and so on. Wow, actually I didn't know that people can actually sell those things on Amazon. But as far as I understand, 3D printing in terms of the detail that people are able to achieve now and they sell is higher than what GW are offering. So if you actually want to make your own army and whatever dreadnought, have something big, something small, you can and you will pay less. So why would people actually go to GW if you play the tabletop?
Yeah.
They don't actually need GW. So that's one thing.
It's only if you have that thought of supporting the company and not the not original stuff, but after what's happening, I think that people won't do that, especially if you get more detail and for less the money actually.
Yeah,
So yeah, you can really have whatever you want now.
absolutely. And Edgar Guardian, guys, we do want to get your comments. We're just trying to get through the article, but he says, I do not get it. Like, is there even one female Primarch? Not that we know of. Because how will that work? All the Primarchs were made from the old father's DNA. The template was male. Yeah, there is. I mean, I don't doubt that with technology it can be just turned female. It's technology after all, and some warp shenanigans. But we don't have that. There's nowhere to be found such an information, so we can't say about the primers. There are two missing. They can always fill that hole someday, but as of now, we don't have anything to go on. Okay. So, and they might also have perhaps been talking about leaving the conversation altogether. Yes, okay, but those are arch thoughts, not exactly information. So he also has his speculations here as well. Next, arch details. Eventually, my insider says GW caved in part, and the female custodes was a compromise solution intended both to, what is that?
Ameliorate.
Great.
Yes.
Relationship with Amazon by going, okay, how about this? You have your female power armor, but we want to do it with the Space Marines, okay? And also as a way to demonstrate to Amazon that this was not going to go over very well. Again, those are Arch thoughts. In fact, Arch detailed that an automated Amazon system, and now that is interesting, guys, has noticed significant complaints regarding the company's various IP-related shows such as Wheel of Time, Rings of Power, and Warhammer. Arch shared, and indeed Amazon's bots as well, that monitor the feedback that Amazon gets, has been noticing a sharp uptick in people sending in complaints about them ruining universes like the Rings of Power, and mentioning the 40k TV show in specific. Now, I just want to say that even people that did not read the Wheel of Time books, like me, think that the show sucks monkey balls. In the beginning, it was quite alright. There was not something that is alarming per se, but I don't know how the books are supposed to be, just by someone that just, watching the show. I love fantasy shows. But then at the end of the show, there were some things that were really pro today's politics and LGBT stuff, and they were just shoved in your face, and that was really out of nowhere and out of place. So for someone that have not read the books, the show really sucked, especially like at the end. And for people that actually read the books, the show really sucks.
Must be really, yeah.
And now with Rings of Power, they
oh boy, yeah. They just ruined everything.
Yes. So they fired the freaking specialist. The specialist.
Yeah, the one that was the biggest specialist on Tolkien, yes.
Yes.
And they hire another one that is activist and, pro those stuff that we have today.
And not pro Tolkien.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be a Tolkien specialist.
Tolkien is sexist.
Yes, of course, right? Yeah, why not? And then the elves didn't look like elves.
No.
I mean,
God, no.
The dwarves didn't look like dwarves.
And
the
don't forget
hobbits were not
Galadriel.
Hobbits, and Galadriel, of course, which was supposed to be that woman, best of all, with her great line.
Yes, with her great line, I have a tempest in me.
Such passion, yes. Exactly.
At least
actually,
we have
yours
that.
is better than hers. so your
At least we
delivery is
got
much better.
that.
Yeah, at least we
That's
got that.
a meme
Yes,
for the ages.
exactly. Always remember that. Also, I'm keep hearing now that about the season 2, which I have no idea how this show actually got it. That they will have. I forgot his Sauron. Yeah, Sauron. Yes, Sauron. The bad guy. I forget the name. Yes, exactly. Who was in the first season played by one actor. Now he's going to be played by 2 actors or something like that, because shape-shifting.
One actor for his ass.
But
one actor for his face.
Of course, one actor from one particular descent, then other things, and I mean, how many shows we are going to Ruin. I want to know how Amazon is doing bad things with that and have crazy ideas about Warhammer, but they actually do great with Invincible and The Boys and even Reacher, which is about that big muscular man that hits other people. And you
A
have
lot.
action, and it's supposed to be toxic masculinity and stuff. But
How did they do that?
and don't they see that these are the shows that actually are successful? Isn't that system that they have actually that tells them, this is bullcrap, this is good?
Yes,
Don't they?
hello. This
To
is the
that
Amazon door.
system, yeah.
Excuse me. Your shows that are actually successful are The Boys, Invincible, and Reacher. Actually, Reacher broke a few freaking records.
Yeah.
So you better get that manly things in there. Thank
Exactly.
you. Women like them too, by the way. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yes.
So you would like to watch big guys in power armor, and it doesn't need to be a woman in power armor, right? Is what you're saying.
Yes, and Edgar says 2 missing Primarchs are male after oh father made 20 sons. So wherever they are males. Yes, that is a lot more acceptable than just speculating they're female. There's a prototype male Primarch, the Angel of Destruction, I think he was called. Are you sure? I never heard about that. There's just many things that sometimes fans just write, so I'm not sure which is lore, canon, really not sure. Quinn says, one actor for his ass, one for his face. You tell me the difference.
Shape shifting.
Shape,
Yes.
shape ass shifting,
Yeah,
ass
exactly,
shifting.
exactly. Yes. So why they don't listen to that system? They have just like Netflix did about. We heard that they wanted to do a remake of that night movie with the late Heath Ledger. I forget what was the name. Something with knights. I forget what was the name of that movie.
Damn it.
Uh,
Knights of
like
the
knights.
Knights
Something
of the
like that.
Round. No, it's not right. Knights of the I never watched it.
But then so they wanted to do a remake of that with all female cast, because apparently apparently women were knight in the Middle Ages.
Yeah,
They always wanted to become
Always.
knights. Always.
they always wanted to have their face shoved in.
Exactly. To
A lot more than usual.
die from the heat in that armor that you need at least 40 minutes to take on, and then probably that. But their system showed that would be a bad idea, so we won't see that movie. At least this time Netflix listens. So why they don't listen to that and see actually
And
the
those
shows?
are Amazon. You know.
Yeah. I mean, why don't Amazon do the same? Why don't they listen to their system if they have that? Oh, why exactly you have that system if you're not going to listen to it?
Yes, feelings of someone. That's more
Yeah.
important than facts and logic and actually having integrity. You
No,
know. And Quinn also says, does he talk out of both? Ass and face.
Oh, well, now.
I think that he talks out of all because he's a Karen, and if he's a Karen, if he's a
He should have
Karen,
that power,
he
then.
will talk out of all sides. I
Exactly,
think.
exactly.
And one us chick is going to be male, one has to be female, and together they make a non-binary chicken farm.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
Non-binary
And they
chickens.
are a queer shape-shifting person. Yes.
That's the new Sauron for you.
Exactly.
Such
Here
a
we
man,
go.
such
Here we
a
go.
man.
Yes. Or whatever he wants to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Edgar says, I heard that prototype being called Primarch Zero and the Angel. Well, I really have to check that out. Really, I have to. Okay, continuing. So now these have not been acted upon, nor is there any indication that Amazon is particularly concerned yet. Why they should be? But there is now a significantly large enough volume of these complaints ahead of time to the point where they're scrapping bots. Do not scrap bots, they help you. Okay? The software looking for feedback is picking up on it and going, there's a lot of these. Should some human take a look at this maybe? Yes, human? Human that's not actually retarded? Thank you. So do we what's this some kind of a typo. Do we know what's going on here? What is causing this trend of negative feedback? Oh, maybe because they're making some good stuff somehow and then they're just pooping everything out.
Exactly.
Pooping
Yeah.
like this.
It's a poop.
Yeah. Which, hey, it might be a wonderful way of teaching Amazon that this might not be something they want you at all, Art suggested. Following this portion of the rumor, Arch turned his attention to what the source told him about Cavill's reaction. He stated, "As for Henry Cavill, I have also heard something related to him, now namely that he is quite upset about this change. He is pissed at it, but he is not going to walk." Well, yeah, as we said,
Yeah.
because I'm sure that he knows more than us, and yeah, then Arch continues, bearing in mind that we don't even know if it's possible for him to walk at this point, as his introduction, introduction, and co-starring and producing in this was one of the earliest fundamental piece of news about the Amazon Games Works TV show. He added, for all we know, he could be bound handed foot by some contractual obligation and penalties at this point. Yeah, we have no idea.
Actually, his girlfriend also works with him in that show, so there might be even more contracts and things if they do things together. I think she's co-producer too, or something that she's involved too with that. Yes.
Huh. Alternatively, again, well, it's an amazing paycheck. I'm not entirely sure I would be willing to turn that down, much less somebody who is an actual actor and this is being his job. Yes, Arch, but I think that if it's really that bad, he could walk if he's not tied up, that much. He could, because he did it already with The Witcher. He did what he could. He gave them a chance for the first 2 seasons, but then he was like, nah, I can't. I just can't do this anymore. So if it's really that bad, he would walk as soon as he can. So we can be sure of that. Arden opened, I wouldn't be surprised if he's indeed quite upset about this, because this is also his main faction. Yes, like my own as well. That's my favorite faction. The Adeptus Custodes. So yeah, that was the article, guys. There was something here that I wanted to... Oh, yes. So Henry Cavill was actually blamed at some of these articles that we read for the fact that he basically said anything about this. And then Amazon decides on whatever, but that actually does not make any sense to me. He announced what is going on when it was actually officially official. So there was official video made by GW themselves. It was like just an intro about the shows, like a teaser of some sort, you could say. So that's there. GW did this. Henry Cavill did not do this. So it's not like he just single-handedly, without their permission, their knowledge, just went out and said anything. They had this trailer already prepped out. Everything was officially written in the Warhammer community. He is not to blame. If anything, Amazon and their absolutely making no sense policies are to blame here. And then, of course, how much is GW to blame? Well, I mean, we are not there to know exactly. But if this is the case of where, I mean, the way that this rumor sounds and making it to be that they really tried to push back, but the only way to have some kind of a consensus was if they agree to some, and in this case, the Custodes were to go and be a half female faction or something. Because at least that's kind of like less worse than if they had to all of a sudden say that there was always female space marines. There was a lot more written in there to prevent that from happening, unlike the Custodes, which is, it does say sons, but it's easier to just write non-gender neutral things.
Shoot them right now. That we and warriors and all the other stuff.
And thank you so much, actually, dear Ivy, for gifting membership to Rei Zhao. And that is how YouTube actually...
Nice.
YouTube does that automatically. As long as you open to receiving memberships, you actually can. So thank you so much. I have to try to do that myself, by the way. Like Grace does. Damn it, I don't have
I wonder
now.
what she'll say for that show once it's out.
Oh, she will be like, oh, what's Warhammer?
Yeah,
and then we're going to be like this,
just like
sleeping.
when she reacts to video games that
while
she
she
doesn't
catches up to
understand.
everything. Yeah. Okay. And Don cares here. He says, and what about their armor? Though boob armor is seen as sexist nowadays because you have to have such armor to differentiate between male and female marines. Well, don't care. Actually, historically, I think I watched some historical YouTubers. They say that there were... I mean, boob armor is not practical in general. It's better to just be like a bulge here, like regular armor. Maybe just maybe, you know, a bigger of a bulge
Bigger
right
plate,
here,
yes.
but that is actually not atomically suitable for doing that for a female armor anyway. So
I think they come
doesn't
from
make any
most of like
difference.
a fantasy fighting games in which you have female characters to fight, and then
Yeah.
they have boob armor or something
I
like
mean,
that.
that's probably gonna be not very comfortable if you have like a metal here to separate the breast and all that. That's gonna
Yeah.
be probably not very good anyway. And Edward says, Inquisitor, conspiracies, death of an angel. Look that up at some point. It talks about the Primarch Zero of the angel. Okay, thank you, dear
Yes.
Clayton. If you can copy paste that to Discord, that's gonna be amazing. Gonna check it as soon as possible. Okay, so other things that came out, guys, besides this is, of course, that GW actually posted in their Dwarf magazine. I hope that I'm not mistaken, but if I am, you can correct me. But they did post an army of a guy that actually had a 3D printed army.
So they posted an army that was
That is
not bought
not
from
there.
them.
Yeah, not there. They didn't. They were not able to make a difference. So basically, if this guy goes with his army and participates in the tournament and wins, no one will be the wiser.
Yeah.
They could not recognize their own figurines, their own minis. Just how amazing is that? And then the other thing is that they also featured an article, I think, and somebody painted their little squad, let's say, with the LGBT flag. They featured that.
So they had the patience to paint it like that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty hard.
Yeah.
But the point is that GDAR actually is going to do that. But that's even not the biggest thing here. The biggest thing that they allowed one of these Astartes to be painted. I mean, they allow that on the page to be painted in the colors of me. It's
Map.
aim map, I think.
Was it a map?
Yeah, I'm very careful with what I'm saying, you know. So it is minor. Then is the word attracted, and then is the word person.
Yeah.
And you know what that means. So this is so absolutely appalling and disgusting that my mind cannot even fathom it. But I think that GW just made a mistake here.
Probably, I mean,
I don't know.
probably
I
they
hope they
didn't
did.
even knew that these kind of people have a flag or colors or anything like that, and why do they have it?
I mean,
And
some people actually don't know that they do.
so we are supposed to be also understandable towards people like that now. I mean,
That is unbelievable.
yes, I mean,
It's one thing to be like yay
I
gay,
mean, it's
but
a,
that's totally no.
but then, yeah, I mean, there is a line to that. I mean, it's like going to Arkham, sitting with the Joker and say, you know, man, you just misunderstood
Yeah,
this whole time. No one understood you, right? Yeah, so just we let you go there and
yeah, let you go.
and here is a figurine with your colors.
Yeah, might as
Yeah,
well.
might as well, yes.
I mean, that guy is unacceptable. Like,
Really, yeah.
absolutely unacceptable. They just have to, if that's like a negligence, they have to correct that like
Yeah.
right away. You can't do that. You just can't do that. You cannot endorse people that are actually potential criminals. Some of them actually
Absolutely,
are,
yes, absolutely.
for real. Some of them want to be.
Yeah.
You just can't do that. I'm sorry. So that has to be corrected as soon as freaking possible. Probably somebody did say already what they actually did. And not paraded around
Yeah.
like it's nothing. Because it's not nothing. And then, like we always say, if people from the LGBT want to get into the hobby, they're absolutely free to do so as long as they don't want to change it.
Yeah. Because it is the hobby. You suit yourself for it, not the other way around.
Yeah, if it's your thing, it's your
If it's
thing.
your thing, it's your thing, yes.
If it's not, then walk away.
Yeah.
You know, we are not going and writing comments or trying to meddle in every freaking show and movie ever created and be like, why didn't you make it this way? And why didn't you make it that way?
Exactly.
Like, for example, I will like go and write the comment now on the latest Kristen Stewart movie because I think that it's ridiculous, for example. mean, for
I-
example, it's
it's
not my
like
thing.
when people tell me that they could never get into superhero comic books, and I tell them, you do know that an other comic book exists, right? You couldn't find some other stories that maybe you like. If not, then really comic books in any uh, shape or form is just not for you, and here you go. But you don't have to change it, which they did into the comic books, and still their sales are plummeting since the last 10 years or something like that, because they changed everything, trying to again cater to people who are not part of that, who are not interested. I remember how they replaced Wolverine with a woman once, you know. So I do know the feeling for that when they decided, no, he's dead now, and that clone of his, that it's like his daughter, but it's actually a clone, X-23. Now she's the new Wolverine, and she called herself Wolverine because apparently that's a mantle,
No, it's not.
and she had a costume like his, and it was enough. It should have been enough for us, the fans, to accept that, because here she has the same powers. She's a clone of his. It's the same. And I said, man, it's not the same. That's a totally different character.
Yeah.
So you know how it is the same. And they saw that it doesn't work, and poof, Wolverine is alive again. And here we go.
Thank God.
Thank God for
But
that.
that
Yeah.
reminds me of how they did dirty James Bond. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
they
yeah,
wanted to make this um uh an agent, a black woman.
yeah, yeah.
She disrespected him openly
The whole movie.
in the movie.
Through the whole movie, as if it's not James Bond. I mean, as if it was just some guy that by
Schmuck.
some chance, yes,
Schmuck.
he was in MI6 by some chance,
He just
bringing
fell on
coffee.
MI6.
Yes, and you know, not the legend of James Bond, you know.
He just Mr. Bean.
Exactly, Johnny English.
He's just John English.
Yes,
Hey,
exactly.
I'm here.
Yes, and they wanted actually to. I think the initial idea was to replace him with that woman there. Why not? And they just did it with. I think there was a scene in which they say because he was not an agent anymore, and they said, now you're the new 007. And I say, can't we have multiple 007? You know, it isn't this the number? It's the license to kill. So
I mean, the number
or
itself represents a particular person that has been
is this
given
what's
this
supposed to
number
be,
to
right?
recognize this
Yes.
particular
Yeah.
person. You cannot just say, "Oh, everyone is anyone can be
Yes, here we go.
W
And you're 007, and you're
double
007, and you're double.
chicken nuggets."
Yes,
Okay.
you're 00 chicken nuggets.
Yeah. I mean, if we are not gonna make any sense, and nothing matters. And the other thing, guys, is that we have to, before I actually eat your comments, read your comment. Oh my gosh, my throat is so sore, but I'm going to try for just a little bit more to talk. So, so guys, the other thing that everyone are bringing up, I mean, everyone that have no common sense are bringing up, and I see that in one of the latest actually articles that we have, I think from yesterday, in that Guardian site, theguardian.com. Some guy, Jasper Jackson, wrote, when even Warhammer nerds leave the battlefield, isn't it time the anti-woke mob lay down their arms? No, you. Okay, hold on, Gary. The Empress rejects heart right now. I'm trying not to say
Yes.
something that I will regret. But yeah, basically, this guy, you gotta read the article if you like. It's a waste of time. But yeah, he's also one of these people that are like, hey, it's a fictional universe. That's kind of like at
So
the end
it
of the
doesn't
article.
matter.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, guys, here's the thing. When we have real stuff like what happened with Netflix and Cleopatra trying to say that she was a black woman, and then the actress blocked me on Twitter, which was
Yeah, I
amazing.
remember
Thank you
that,
so
yes.
much. I mean, I never even write her a single line in Twitter because I almost don't write in Twitter, but she probably watched my video then, because how else she's gonna block me anyway. So when we have a real story that says, hey, this is changed and this is actual history, we should all be like, oh, no, what the heck are you doing? Don't change history. And that is a principle that we have to keep, the integrity of history, of course. And when we have something that is fictional and the integrity and the respect of such lore, whatever, is broken in some way, that it is felt, we can't just be like, it's fiction, doesn't matter, because principles that hold the whole thing together still apply. And if we were to say that it's okay, then we also accept that we are living in a lie.
And that they can do whatever they want, and also that they can tie up the hands of every creative person that doesn't want actually to write and do things like that.
But yeah, basically, guys, the point is that we're living in a lie in both instances. One is real history, that's worse, of course, because it's real. But second, the principles of keeping the integrity of something that we love and enjoy. You know how it is supposed to be. You know how it is.
Yeah.
40k here, for example, it's about 40k now, but it could be about anything that's not real universe. When you know this, you can't just be like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter because it's fictional. No, art matters, and principles and morals, integrity does matter. So if we can accept that we should just break principle, that we are living in a lie, in the example of real history, in the example of false stories or histories, there's still something that we created and it's real. In that sense, that is something that we consume. It is real. In that sense, we are consuming it. We find it as an entertainment. We find it some solace in it. It helps our mental health. If we are painting the figurines, that even helps a ton. We are creative. We're creating something beautiful, with our own hands, and it has some kind of a value that comes from the quality of the story, the integrity of the story, the characters, and all of that. So if we just say, oh, let all be chaos, then why do we even have different things in the lore, different factions? Why we don't just have pink pigs that fly? How is that good?
In the lore.
I'm an artist, I'm dealing with a lot of art and all of that. And how about, like, look at my palette currently of my sister, not my sisters. I'm not still at my Sisters of Silence painting, but look at my current palette. So this is what Warhammer could be. Just a mess. Just a mess. Nothing matters.
What a good example,
There is
yes.
yellow here for no reason. There is blue here for no reason. That metallic blue. Metallic.
Blue, yes.
There is like
represent
red.
all metallic people in the world.
Yes. There is dark red. There is normal red. There is purple. Blue and black and brown and blah and silver and gold and so on. So this is my self-made palette, and Warhammer and anything can look like that. So just take Warhammer, get the Mandalorian there, just slap him on the screen. Get the Superman, slap him on the screen. Right. Take the rights for that. I don't care. Just make a mishmash then. Who cares?
Or better yet, instead of Superman, let's just make a Lois Lane super something, and she can be there because she's probably better than him. And yes, I mean, wasn't the Mandalorian also replaced? Not exactly, or something like that in his own show. So
basically,
yeah, well.
I mean, not that I don't like what was her name?
Bo-Katan.
Bogdan.
Yeah, but it's not her show.
But it's not her show. Yes, Bogdan. Please go find your own show. I mean, I love the actress.
Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff. Yes, once Katie Sackhoff actually has her own YouTube channel. So a funny quick story. Katie Sackhoff used to film. I mean, she did not have any content last time I checked for like 2 years maybe. But yeah, she used to film her workouts, eating regimen, all of that. And because I'm a fitness, health, fitness, nutrition expert, I wrote her what to do. And she was very impressed. And she actually replied to me. I was like, Katie Sackhoff replied to me, Yeah, that was an amazing moment. But yeah, I love her character, but that's not her show. So please give the light back to Mando.
Yeah,
anyway, that's another topic. Okay, guys, reading your comments now before we go. And I really want to say a huge thank you once again to Gamza for the shout out, guys. That's amazing. He had a stream before my stream. Actually, his stream may be still going. I don't know. And he actually shouted me out because I'm part of a list now of 40k openly against woke creators, which is absolutely amazing. I said that at the beginning of the stream, but for those that just tune in, a guy by the name of Cerberus XT on Twitter or X wrote a list and he put some people in the red, which are openly woke, and then some people in the yellow, which are like the neutral guys, and people in the green. And I said, oh my goodness, I'm here, I exist. And I'm openly anti-woke, and he actually put me on the list, and Gamza saw that, and he shouted me out on his stream. So today is amazing day. Although I did get a cold, but that doesn't matter because
Yeah,
today
well,
is amazing day because
small
this,
price to pay.
yeah, this is just amazing. I really hope I'm better and I don't lose my voice until tomorrow so I can talk again here. Okay, let me read, guys. Until I read, you can actually add something to the whole thing.
Well, no, as I said, I do hope that the whole show won't end up as something that is not supposed to be Warhammer like other shows, because it would be nice if actually really that's the entrance for most people who have never heard about Warhammer, or have thought that the lore is too vast, so that they are not sure can they learn it and can they get into the hobby, even if it's not paid, but just to learn about the lore. One show will really help for that, but if it's not what it is supposed to be, then I think that a lot of people will be confused. They might actually not like it and think that the whole lore and the tabletop and everything else connected to it is like that, which will be bad, or they might like it, but I do hope that they will make the next steps to check actually how things really are, because sometimes people don't do that and they just watch shows. So I do hope that if they are the female custodes there, we're not going to see them all that much, for example. They're just like parts of the battles, but mostly I do hope that really we're not going to see how people get outside of their armors to do stuff. By do stuff, I mean,
No, no,
because really, all that talk
no.
about the love between it's just not supposed to be for there, and I'm kind of afraid for that. So,
That's probably the Slaaneshy realm, the war,
so
and the part where Slaanesh is.
yeah,
Oh my god.
exactly, because most shows today really have elements like that, which is weird to me. Why do you always have to put that in shows? It's weird, but I do hope that Henry will use his Kryptonian fist and
Yay.
say, no, we won't put this, and this there. And so,
And I'm actually really proud that he spoke about sex scenes
oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
how
yeah,
needless are
yeah,
there. Are
indeed, he
they?
did, yes.
He had really based opinion. A new word for us, by the way, guys. Based. I mean, recently when I started to talk about all of this, and some people said I have based opinion, and I'm like, what is based now? It sounds like the opposite of biased, but we never heard it before used in a context, and now we understand that it's basically the opposite of biased, which is great.
Yeah, which is great.
Which is
Exactly.
great. Anyway, guys, I'm honored by that, but yeah. Henry Cavill also always had based opinions, and he said, "Well, I'm against sex scenes, at least when they don't make any sense." He said that sometimes they can be, something to add, but
Tasteless. Or
but a lot
something
of the
to that, yeah,
times they're
when they have
just
to do that.
really, they're really needless, and that is the case because we don't always need to see the intimate side of
Yeah,
things
yeah,
between characters. They're just their intimate side, what
exactly.
their relationship. So
So, yeah,
as soon as they just, I mean, this used to be done very well in Xena. They just lay down and it's over.
that's it. Yeah,
That's
that's it.
enough for me.
And anyone can enjoy the show, whether you're 10 even and things like that, but you can still watch the show, and that's it. They don't show you anything that you don't have to see. So it would be really nice just if the show is like that and shows Warhammer for what it truly is, so that the people actually know, and then they make the next step and they say, yeah, I watched the show, I want to get into the hobby now, with miniatures and everything else, or just collecting some of the action figures, or just actually starting watch war videos and be interested, or read or listen some of the books, and
Yeah.
then that will help a lot. But if they do something that is not, it will happen like with not Rings of Power, but that other show, I forget.
A
Wheel
Wheel
of
of
Time,
Time.
yes, which,
Yes.
yeah, apparently a lot of people see that this is not what it's supposed to be, even if you haven't read the book.
It's an ass.
Exactly. So it identifies itself as an ass. Yes.
It's gonna be as stupid as when Johnny Bravo and a pie had a contest who has to be the mayor of the city, and actually Pie won because Johnny Bravo is just so not there. He's just a vegetable.
Wasn't there
He's so funny though.
wasn't there also a bit in which he was trying to have a staring contest with a cactus or something? No, I don't
Cactus will
remember. Yeah,
win.
yeah.
Come on, but Johnny Bravo is
Oh,
amazing.
no, it was a horse and him. They had a staring contest, but
Ah.
he didn't took his sunglasses off, and they
Ah.
just show up.
So Johnny Bravo won?
Of course,
Yeah, because no
yeah,
one will know if he
yeah.
ever blinks.
My glasses. I cannot be seen without my glasses.
Yay.
Yeah.
Such cartoons as, Johnny Bravo, Dexter, I
That's
Am
also another
Weasel.
thing. Yeah, they don't exist
Um,
now.
yeah, but I mean, they're
Yeah.
just so great, and there's just no
Right.
bullcrap in there.
Exactly.
A lot
Shows
of
like
people
that.
could be offended these days at that and
Yeah,
Eddie
yeah. Well,
as
oh yeah,
well.
yeah, exactly.
But they're brilliant. Like, what are you going to say that Johnny Bravo is sexist or something?
Well,
Yeah, but he's
actually,
funny,
yeah,
and
but he's
that's
funny.
not like on.
Yeah,
He's stupid. He's not doing it consciously. He's
yeah,
not even conscious about how stupid he is. That's the funny thing.
yeah,
It's the beauty of
exactly.
it. Okay, let me read comments.
Mhm.
Comments. Next introduction loyalist chapter are gonna accept the recruit heretics, Xenos, and other hated groups because it's fantasy is argument, right?
Yeah,
The conversation about all this on Twitter is hilarious. I have been having fun. Yeah, I gotta see
yeah.
what to watch there because I'm not following a lot of people. So yeah, maybe I gotta try to orientate myself somehow. Who says, "Yep, Marines will be orc girlfriends, and Sisters of Battle will be in bed with the Tyranid, well, the
Oh
Dark
my God.
Eldar, and with the Tau. No, 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 please, no, that's hell, that's hell." Jack says, "What? Hey, hi to Jack as well. What also make it worse is the fact we got full female factions who are ignored in the
Mm.
argument. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
correct.
exactly.
I've never once heard anyone respond to their thoughts about Sisters of Battle or Sisters of Silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they really should because they're absolutely amazing. They deserve more. Sisters of freaking Battle, they have the Saints. Saint Celestine, that's amazing freaking creature. That is so. Um, what's the word for that? Damn it, not magical. The other word for that. Jesus,
There is
not
another word for it.
spiritual. Paranormal, so to
Uh-huh.
speak. She's so awesome. And she just appears and helps in the best time of need, such things, glimpse of hope in 40k because it's so rare when it actually happens. It's a moment of amazing amazingness. And I really want to see it brought on
Hmm.
the screen and not just watch random stuff that GW are doing in their animations. Just random stuff. Basically, they're doing, like Hammer and Bolter, an episode of about like a library.
Library.
An episode about guys on a planet and the gene stealers, and an episode about uh, um, the Astra Militarum fighting Tyranids, which was a pretty good episode, don't get me wrong, but they need to have more cohesion here and they just do so many random things from the universe.
They
Like we
can just watch
say,
X-Men and learn from
yeah, X-Men did such a
them.
great job, by the way. Actually, they did good. And yeah, you know what base this is now. Yes.
Mm.
Twitter can be a miserable place for sure, but it's a wave that keeps moving and when you are in its water, it takes you with it. Yeah,
Mhm.
based, I do not get it at all. So not all people know what based is, but yeah, many people start using it over the past few weeks, as far as we know. And Demian says it all the time.
Yeah.
And I was just struck when I first saw it in the chat because I really didn't know. I mean, I got it, what it meant like a few minutes just by logic, but I really didn't see it used before.
Yeah.
Overall, I think that Warhammer will shape for the better out of all of this. It may take time, as in years, but if this woke trial period fails, this could determine a solid future for GW. Who knows? We're gonna see.
Yeah.
It's going to take at least 2 years, at least we actually see something. So it's gonna be a while, guys. But until then, we're gonna cover everything we can. So there's that. Okay, I remember watching Happy Tree Friends growing up. That was pretty brutal. That's pretty brutal.
I still stuck to cow and chicken.
Cow and chicken. Yeah.
Yes.
Happy Tree Friends is not our thing in particular, but yeah, I know what you mean. Sisters of Battle needs plastic minis and love. Sisters of Silence needs more minis and love. Like putting the Sisters of Silence in the setting more. They did that to the Custodes. They do need that. They do need to see how we actually to see how they fight next to the Custodes, what they do with their no gene help. I mean, like for if a psyker comes along and they're like, huh, I'm just here because I'm just here, and the psyker's like, oh no, she's just here, and I cannot take it because
And they could
her
have used all
power.
that for the show. Why just ignore them when they're actually so cool and still badass? And they're women.
Same here. Lumpy will never fail to have me in tears. Well,
Was that the moose from the cartoon? Lumpy? I don't know.
she's a demon. It's okay. They're not all evil in 40k just for being that. Which one you mean? And Don't Care says, I miss the good old days for the female characters like the ones in Kim Possible, Avatar, The Last Airbender, and such.
Yeah. Kim Possible. Imagine that it was a show in which the main character was a girl.
Oh,
It was a great show, actually. Back in the days when Disney used to do good animated shows. In their back when Disney Channel actually meant something. Yeah.
and Billy and Mandy.
Oh yeah. You see, and even yes, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, they had such a great female characters that all of them were really became fan favorite. I have no idea how they done them in the live action version now of the show, but I heard that it's boring. By the way, that's the only thing I heard that for most people it's okay, but it's kind of boring. Which when it's more boring than the cartoon, that speaks.
Okay, guys, we really gotta go. But lastly, Rezio says Calistine. I mean, since Calistine is from the warp, more or less, demon, probably sanguineous, sanguinor too. I don't think so. I mean, demons, these things in 40k are a bit messed up, honestly. But if she's a warp creature that has the light of the Emperor, I don't think she can be classified as a demon. She can be classified as a creature that the Emperor is empowering, but I don't think that can be called a demon because of her nature. She does not come from the warp, and the warp is inherently, not the warp itself, but the chaos demons, chaos gods. They are inherently evil because they are created by evil things. They are the combination of evil, literally. That's how they formed. So they are different. They have different nature, different origin. Whereas Saint Celestine was a living person that was elevated by the emperor to this power level, and she transcends death. That is totally different. I don't think that she has to have anything to do with demons just because she also resides somewhere in the warp. A lot of creatures, actually not entirely evil as well, reside in the warp. We just don't know everything about the warp and where are they exactly. The emperor himself resides there all the time, and he actually builds his strength. And he also sent the Star Child, which are the the combination of all of his good powers and goodwill that also grows somewhere, and someday is to be reunited with him. So all of those things, guys, you have to have in mind. We just cannot put labels like that. I don't think it is logical to say that Celestine is a demon just because she is a creature that is without a flesh, although her manifestation is very much physical when she's actually there on the spot doing things. Yeah, she's not actually constrained like the demons would be. They do need to enter the space to some kind of a portal of sorts. I mean, the continuum time space continuum, the bridge between material and immaterial should be like shattered and they could enter. But when it comes to Saint Celestine, she can just appear out of thin air. Because the emperor is willing it. So all the nature of her is just different. She brings actual light and not, you know, bad things. So yeah. Also, demon does not signify evil in historical context. Mostly it does in real life. You mean? Mostly it does. I mean, demon really always signified evil in the historical context. I don't know where it doesn't.
Yeah, as far as I know, it also.
I never seen a demon to not signify evil. Really. And also 40k is written as the opposite of what we know, which is a lot other topic, a lot longer topic for discussion. But yeah, I never seen demon to be used in any positive connotation ever. I mean, the word demon by itself means evil. So yeah, guys, in English, demons are evil. Demons are neutral good, are view, or what exactly the emperor would be a demon too. But is it not so that imperial demons exist, saints in the Legion of the Damned? In the Legion of the Damned as well, there's some other types of entities to me. But yeah, guys, I mean, we gotta leave that for another time. It's really long topic about the differences. Spelling matters for context. Well, okay. Okay, guys, demons has its origin in ancient Greek. It means spirit, basically. Yeah, maybe because they are spiritual in nature, but the demonic side is after that associated with evil. So there's a lot of spirits, but some are demonic.
Yeah, you do have an evil spirits.
Otherwise, you cannot. You just call them evil, but they have a word for that, and it's demonic. Demonic is a word for evil specifically, and that is how it's been for a lot of time. It may have originated in some, but then it has more meaning to it. There's not just one meaning to a word, and we know that. So, yeah. And in 40k, they can just use it in whatever way they want, the conventional, non-conventional. But even if they were demon, I mean, if you can say, oh, they're demon because they're good demons, that just doesn't make sense, because in nature, like I explained, the whole nature of Saint Celestine does not correspond to what demons from the warp are. They're two different creatures created in two different ways. The demons from the warp are never alive. They're just demons spawned by chaos, and chaos is spawned by all the living beings that ever thought or did anything bad. So, it's like, this is a flower and this is a turret here. Both are created,
yes,
but
one can help the
in
other.
the same space. They're created in the same space, the flower and the turret, but one is a turret and another is a flower.
Yeah.
Can we just see it this way? Where it come from, there are spirits that are nice, good, evil, and then there's the one that are just being pricks. That is also true, and being pricks are other types of spirits, actually.
Yes.
So we can be here all night.
Yes.
All night if you talk about spirits. One of the things that I also specialize in is that, by the way. So we can be really here all on. Demonic and daimonic, demon. Okay, Quinn, okay. Hey, it's very cool discussion regardless. The type of community really should be having rather than needing to do culture war junk. Cheers. Well, indeed.
Indeed.
But since we do have this culture war on our hands, we gotta fight it, and
Yes,
we
and
gotta
not
push
staying
back.
neutral. Yes.
Keep the
Otherwise,
gate. Let Sanguinius help us keep the freaking gate.
yes.
He is the one that keeps the gate. He managed, so we can too.
Because they do get their hands on pretty much everything that is popular now. So the more neutral we stay, the more things we lose.
And Star Wars fell. A lot of
Oh,
other
yeah.
things fell. Disney
Yes,
comics fell.
exactly.
Marvel comics fell. Marvel movies fell.
Yes.
Let's not allow 40k
I
to
think
fail.
the Star Trek fell too. I'm not sure. Not a very big fan anyway, but I think that fell too. So
Yeah.
Doctor Who, my big pain. Doctor Who
Doctor
fell
Who fell.
so much. Yes, that. Oh my god! But yes.
Edgard fighting are the people who want to change 40k for their own ideas and agendas without any actually reasoning behind that, and the other people are we, and we want 40k to remain as it is and keep his integrity, its nature, and its story and quality. That is it. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you have not seen me before, I'm also a provider of fitness, health, nutrition, and relationship advice, whether that be between your friend, girlfriend, whatever relationship, intimate relationships. I'm coaching that, and I'm using as a platform OnlyFans just because it's a good place to upload videos endlessly. And it's a private platform, that's why I'm using it. Also, some artists are using it for uploading their songs. So it's not Slaaneshy. My content is not Slaaneshy, it's quite the opposite. And I'm also using it to show how I'm progressing my fitness journey, what I'm actually doing there. So I have some pictures that are very tastefully done to show you what I'm doing. And of course, I'm using also the pictures to have some kind of a self-creative expression as well. So that is what I'm doing at OnlyFans. It's a very good site to talk privately and help you with whatever I can. If there's another better site someday, I would totally love to join, but sadly, most people have accounts there, so that is why I gotta use it. But thankfully, if you're just subscribed to like one person, you just see that person, nothing else. So at least you don't have like bombardment of stuff. That's just one thing. And of course, you can just join for free our Discord space, Golden Star Day space. Golden Star Days. It's just Golden Star Days. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. And Edgar Strassly says, and that makes sense to me. I have not put in it words that people want to change the lore and the setting. Common sense to keep them out. Yes, exactly.
Exactly. That's
exactly.
It, yes.
Common sense. That is just what we want. Love you guys. Have a great week. Hope we see each other tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, very soon. Love ya. From me, the 40k Empress. The 40k Empress rejects. And Logan K here. Bye bye.